Hello, welcome back to Desert Dogs Garage Metalworks. My name is Harry. Today I'm back on this 99 Road King. I'm gonna put a new compensator on this thing. I just did a re-ring job on this thing, so before I get it fired up, I want to get this thing taken care of and out of the way. We'll stick around and we'll see what kind of trouble we can get inside here. So, all right. Alright, first things first, I gotta get this passenger peg off here. Alright, that's out of there. Now, I gotta get the oil out of this puppy. Here she goes. Bang! While I'm doing that, waiting for that to drain, I'm gonna pull this off. Put the screw back in. Alright, well, it looks like that thing is drained. I'm going to put the little plug back in. Put it back on. Tighten her up. Good. Gasket stayed on there. So what there is there's a clip in here. I'm going to pull this off and this will come right off. It'll pull right out of there. And then that way I can access my nut to get the sprocket and the clutch basket off. So and then I got to take off this big nut. First I'm going to loosen this to get some slack, more slack in the chain. And we'll go from there. Hello, sorry to interrupt, but hey, would you do me a favor? Would you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also please hit the bell notification. That way you know when I have more videos to upload. So if you would do those three things, I would appreciate it. And one more last thing, would you hit me up on a comment? Let me know if you like the video, what you would like to see on this channel, because that interests me, because then I can alter my channel and I'm just trying to make it better. So again, sorry for interrupting, so let's get on with video. Peace. All right, let's get this off. So stuck in there. All right, right there is my clip, and this will pull right out of here. And it only goes in one way because there's these little indents right here and here, so it slides into there. And I'm going to loosen this up, get me some slack. Alright, that whole thing's going to come off with it. Alright, that one's off. This nut back inside here, that's a reverse thread. Alright, that one's off. Good to go. With this loose, alright, there it is. Disassembled clutch basket. Now I'm going to go over here. Alright, with that off, this is my the old compensator. Now I'll kind of explain to my best of knowledge. Now, it's pretty simple basically. What there is this is the sprocket that rides on your crankshaft right here. Right back here you have your stator, which is your charging system. Now, what happens here is the way this piece comes apart is there's a nut here, and it's a bushing pretty much that holds this, which this has some springs in it. If you can see, it actually works like a clutch pretty much, and what it does is it rides against this, which is I want to call it, it's got three dogs on it, however you want to call them. Okay, so what it does, well, that when you put this together like that, you have this, you have your sprocket, which you're getting torque off your motor right here, and then you have the compensator sprocket. I don't know if you want to call it sprocket or not, but I call it the dogs. That what happens is when your motor kicks, or when it fires and each cylinder fires, it puts a big torque on there. And what this thing does is it pushes pressure in on there so that it keeps it smooth. You don't feel that big every time. If you can get the sprocket on an eliminator, and then you would really know what it feels like just to feel the torque off your motor. I'm not running without one, but when your motor torques, it pushes this out because it's kind of riding on these hills, pushes this out a little bit, and what it does is it compensates the sprocket and the torque, so you don't feel that boom, 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 boom. It just smooths it out. So if you got a really vibrating motor, a real jerky motor when you take off, might be your compensator, or when you shut it off and you hear clunk, 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 and then it just winds down with the RPMs of your bike when it dies. So yeah, you know, I mean, they only last so long because, again, it's a spring clutch and the clutches wear out, and the springs, you know, I can push on that one a little bit. I can feel it. So I mean, they have a tester for them, but I don't know. I'm just replacing it. So this is the old one. I'll grab the new set. So I got everything on here. I gotta go slow at this. Okay, I got that set. I gotta get my adjuster up into the slot where it goes, and then put that in. Just work it in there slow. You'll feel it go. This one right here has, you got to line the gears up in the back. There. Okay, that goes. There we go. Okay, we're set in there. Now, this is the new part, the hill, the cog, whatever. I'm sure there's a technical name. You just line that up. You kind of see how that works when you get torque on your motor. You get torque on your motor, this thing opens up right here and rides, this thing right here rides right on the edge of here, so that it just compensates the torque, the smack on your motor. It could only benefit your motor. I mean, because otherwise you just got a constant, I think if you put an eliminator on, you got a constant pounding to that transmission all the time. And I don't know if I would want that. I would sure like to ride a bike with one on it and see. I've read some articles and some of them suggest don't run without a compensator because it does do lower end damage, and so I'm not gonna. All right, so I'm getting ahead of myself here. I got to get some red Loctite and put red Loctite on there, get the torque specs. Now, one thing this one had, there's a washer issue. This is a shim that goes in between it. This is the old one. Now, I measured this with a micrometer, and my chain alignment to here is met with this washer on there, or this, it's a 20,000 spacer. Now this compensator is 20 thousandths thicker than this one, so it's going to run without this washer, because then I know my alignment is still correct, and it ain't going to do anything wrong to it because it's right against the crank. So yeah, it'll be fine. There's a procedure to align it, and I did put it all together once off camera and align it. It's kind of tough and it's hard to explain, but it's pretty much, I got to lay a straight edge across here, right here, push my chain in and take a caliper and measure from here to the back of my straight edge, and the same thing here. And I got pretty good results. I got about 15 thousandths, so that's within the 30 thousandths they call for. So I am good. Red Loctite right across there, and again, this is I gotta go left to tighten this one. I get this one snugged down. that's snug. Red Loctite. This one's right hand thread. All right, well, I got my little sprocket jammer. It's for my cam chain. It's a tool that it locks the cam chain. But I use it for locking my sprocket. It works pretty good. It's gonna tear it up someday, maybe, but I don't know. This sprocket, this nut right here, they call for 70 to 80 foot-pounds torque. Now I got the red Loctite on it already, so I'm gonna put my little jammer in here, jam my chain. It works pretty good. It's not, the other ones have like a step on it. This one's gonna be the one here. It won't go around nowhere. All right, torqued. Get my little jammer out of there. Now this one is the beast here. This one here is 150 to 165. So I am going to go 158. There we go. 158 torqued. Yeah, it'll be fine. Don't tear it up too much. All right, well, that's all torqued in. Now I tighten my chain. Now cold, I think these guys call from 5/8 inch to 7/8 cold on this. There. Okay, I kind of know where I set it at here. Try that and see where that's at. I don't want it real tight. I always go on the high end of the mark. If they say 7/8, I want to be closer to 7/8. Okay, so I just snug that up. See where we're at here. Just put my tape measure measuring under there. I got to go between the center there and the center there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm there. So I'm on the looser side, and I like that, because if you get that sucker right to the minimum of 5/8, or when it's hot, I think they say 3/8 and ½ inch, or 3/8 to 5/8, one way or the other. But I always remember my number is between 5/8 and 7/8. And I like to go looser than tighter, because I'm still within spec. If I go tight, and there's, who knows how the sprocket teeth, that when it turns to a certain place, if you're on the tight end, it makes it real tight and wears on the bearing. I would rather have it loose. Just tighten this up. Good. Got one pop on the elbow, it's torqued. All right, let's slam her back together. All right, there. All right, so they call 9 to 12. I'm at 11. Newton meters. 1. All right, rock and roll. Good to go. Now they always tell you on the chain case, I don't know, Harley tells you, going to the service place. When I was living on the road, we went to the Harley service place, and they said they use they use 2050 in there, and I don't see why not. It's just to lubricate the chain and keep that going. So I just run 2050 in there. I don't worry about all that stuff. No. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, piece of cake. Yep, I put the plug in. All right, good there. All right, I gotta put this back in. Remember this, so this, like I said, this sets your clutch. And it says right on it, look, only go in one way. It sets your clutch, so just push this back in. I don't gotta readjust my clutch. And put our clip in. Make sure she's setting in there. There we go, rock and roll. Yeah, so that's that's changing the compensator in your Harley Davidson. It's really a simple job. Just got to the torque wrench and make sure you get that chain alignment right. And mine was good. They had the shim in there and it was lined good. And these I never torque. I just bring them up to where I feel them. I don't want to stretch them, so I just go till they stop and stop there, because I can always give them a little more if they leak. Yeah, so that's that. Put my lever back on, and she go right back on in the same spot. That's tight. Peg back on, socket, and tighten her up. Good to go. Compensator install. It's not that hard. It's real fast. It won't take you too long. Yeah, pretty simple. Well, hey, thanks for watching this one. I hope you learned something. Yeah, the most important thing you got to remember is that nut on that clutch basket is the reverse thread. It's not righty tighty lefty loosey. It's lefty tighty righty loosey. That makes sense? Yeah. But anyway, that's what it is. You got to remember that. That's important, because and the easiest way to get them nuts off is use an impact. That's why I say it. If you use impact, just remember that nut is backwards, and you'll screw that thing up, and then you're in a big hurt of trouble. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll check you out next time. Peace.